Blitzers, it's Ronan. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to review the Spark today. It's the Tier 6 Tech Tree tank. Most of you have been down the monthly battle pass and have probably received it by now. What is the Spark? Well, the Spark is a Skota T25, and if you don't have the Skota is considered one of the best mediums in the tier. Spark's a little better, it is. But what is the Spark? Well, the Spark's a Tier 5 hull of a T25. Look at that, it's the same thing. Is it the best medium in the game? Well, in Tier 6, of course. The answer to that is I don't know, but probably not. And I'll start with the Skota, because what you get with the Skota is, and what you get with these tanks is just decent mobility with speed and a burst. So this is a game I just had with a Skota. I actually played it by accident. I think I was trying to compare it to the Spark. The Skota is a little bit faster, and I think that's a crucial part of this tank. The Skota's got 1.5 second clip interload, so you're seeing that right there. It took me a tiny bit longer than I would have gotten that with the Spark. I took a hit, it wasn't a massive casualty hit or anything. But both of these tanks have 160 alpha on the AP, so you're essentially doing up to around 480 alpha if you get 3 shots in. They have good cannons. Actually, the Sparks is a little bit better in terms of dispersion and aim time, but you see there I have no problem hitting that Crusader in the face with the Skota. They also both have gun depression and gun elevation of 10 and 20, minus 10 plus 20, which is actually quite good, and it allows you to get into positions that you can actually farm. These are farmer tanks, if you want to call them that. Lek, when I just played with him, you'll see Lek in a moment in the training room, was commenting that these are a lot like playing the Rev, the Tier 8 medium French tank. Or, if it's like playing a relatively, albeit slower, light tank where you never really want to get exposed. I saw that ARL shot, and you got one shot into the ARL, but, you just can't take a hit. You have about 45 millimeters of 45 millimeters of ammo. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. 45 millimeters of metal between you and the enemy tank, and you can't. Everything's going to pin you. Tier 5s are going to pin you. Everything is going to pin you. Unless you're super angled, you actually get some bounces with this. But so the bottom line is you got to treat it like that. And by the way, good cannon there. APCR, no problem for the lower plate of the ARL. I think for both tanks, I highly recommend that you use APCR for the tanks because they don't have the greatest pen values. But good cannons. There's a shot on that M4 or whatever. A good easy clear there. And you can see how I'm holding this spot. Now that's a little bit more of a medium hold. I was doing it and I survived this because they didn't push. Same is true for the Spark. I don't know how I got that bounce, but you can see I was heavily angled in the front plate there. So with enough angle, you could probably bounce even in RL in the front. The SDRV pops me there, pissed me off a little bit. But this game is well handled. You can see there, I actually managed to squeeze out 6 kills, I believe, in this game. And it was really because of the burst, and both of the tanks have it. Your ability to get out 480 HP. I mean, you can see these tanks, the HP for an SG-100 is only 850 to begin with. That's more than half of the HP of the tank, and with the Spark, you can do that in 3 seconds. You can do a burst of nearly 500 HP in 3 seconds, and that's a very powerful thing. I would say when you're tuning with it, my next game is with Artie tuning. You can just demolish tanks, and you can clear almost every tank in Tier 6 if you land your shots, even with Pramo. That is one that is, I think, very, very useful, and that's why this tank is very, very strong in the tier. Remember what I said, in the tier, and this is the problem with Tier 6. Tier 6, as good as it is no longer a good tier to play anything in because you will eventually face Tier 7s, and once you do, you will get fucked. So you gotta remember that. So there's a 6-kill game with that. So oops, wrong vid here. You will see the outcome of that one. So remember that was a Skota, very, very similar comparator. And here comes the Spark. Artie and I, we are in Hellas, and we go to the medium side of Hellas here. Twin Sparks. Artie was calling them the Sharts. If you don't know what shart is, it's when you between a shit and a fart. Shart. I'm sorry to be graphic there. So we're pushing up here, and what we were doing, as you can see us playing, I mean, we were not leaving each other aside. We knew that the power of these tanks. So there's a Hellcat, easily, of course, could pen me pretty much anywhere. And there's the P43 gets cleared, but Artie and I pounded him pretty hard. There is S35, and I will tell you, This the high explosive pen sucks on this tank, as you would expect with a lower caliber, but you can still probably, use a high explosive on the S35. There is catching the fire on the PZ4G, easy clear. And you can see how we can just move together with a tune mate and just do colossal damage. The 100Y just demolishes this S35. I don't know why he didn't ram him. That would have been an easy kill, but thank you nonetheless. A little bit of a lucky shot there. There's a Hellcat. Now you can get a high explosive probably into a Hellcat, although I shot AP, missed the other shot, didn't matter. Look at Artie and I. Look at that. We're one unit. Suck my unit. Nice kill there. Easy kill. I'm going to speed this up. I think I don't even know if the eraser gets there, and here at the end is the 40 TP. And again, notice the burst time. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. That was the APCR, but I encourage you to shoot the APCR. You got a huge burst damage. That guy was going to be a 2-shot or 2-clipper anyway. Just use the APCR, unless you're hard up for coins. And although with the upcoming update, you can actually not even worry about that. Well, I can't remember. I think they start charging you for that. I don't know. Nonetheless, the Spark, it is a good tank, and I think that you just got to remember, it is like a relatively slow, medium tank, good game Artie, that you're going to have to manage getting, not getting too much damage. Now a very quick review of the comparison. As I said, the difference between the two is about 100 of DPM, which is meaningful, and the better aim time and dispersion on the Blaze. It's actually called the Spark. It's incorrectly called the Blaze on tank Blitz Stars and Blitz Hanger. But you can see the power to weight and the effective power to weight is much worse, or it's 12% worse. I don't know how much worse that is. I don't think the no mod traverse is actually any faster. Everything else is the same between these two tanks. Here is the armor, and you can see it is dog shit, as you would expect. It's basically 71 millimeters up front. You know what? I just realized that was the Skota, and that's how similar these tanks are. They are incredibly similar, and you're going to oftentimes get them confused, as I occasionally do. So again, it's called the Blaze on here. I don't know why. Maybe that was the original name, but there it is. It's really the Spark again. And if you look at it, other than these little things there, which you would really have to care to shoot at them. You got about 70 millimeters up front, 44, and look at the gun mantling. It's 50 millimeters. It's 50 millimeters. Oh my God. Why is that a problem? Well, because you're going to face things like this. This is the Annihilator. This is what the Annihilator does in one burst to a Sparky. Now you're saying, well, that's an Annihilator. Well, this is a Smasher. That's what a Smasher does with one shot to a Spark. So yeah, look at that inner clip. Amazing. That's a pretend like you overextended on mines. While you're reloading your magazine, so is the Smasher. Now you wanted to know what it looks like when you're in a Smasher and you run up on one of these. This is with high explosive. Put it any area you want, sir. Like in the freaking face. So the bottom line with this tank against a lot of other tanks, you just can't get exposed. You got to keep a rock between you. You got to keep some distance between you. You got a tier 5 hull, and you just can't play it any other than that. You don't want to do that. So there's some ice for it. Overall, though, very good tank. Not the best in the tier. I would still go for a Cromwell or something else. Cromwell B, of course. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.